The next project from Marvel Studios is obviously Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, followed by Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which is then followed by The Marvels this summer. And many people are expecting our first news, at least in relation to the Marvels, to come, well, closer to the release of Ant-Man and the Wasp, or somewhat after it. But no, Marvel Studios has decided to release the synopsis of the film. So let's talk about some of the things that harken all the way back to 2019's Captain Marvel, and what exactly they're teasing for this big summer blockbuster. So here is what the first official press release says, and I quote, "Carol Danvers, aka Captain Marvel, has reclaimed her identity from the tyrannical Kree and takes revenge on the Supreme Intelligence. But unintentional consequences see Carol shouldering a burden of a destabilized universe when her duties send her to an anomalous wormhole linked to a Kree revolutionary. Her powers become entangled with that of Jersey City superfan Kamala Khan, aka Ms. Marvel, and Carol's estranged niece, Captain Monica Rambeau. Together, this unlikely trio must team up and learn to work in concert to save the universe as the Marvels." End quote. Okay, so quite obviously, the Supreme Intelligence is again being brought to the forefront. I like this because I honestly thought that what they did with the Supreme Intelligence was kind of underwhelming, just making it somebody that Carol's like familiar with that was manipulating her, and obviously there's something a little bit more sinister. Maybe go back to some of that good old concept art and bring those ideas back. But obviously this synopsis confirms to us quite a few details. Despite what you might have heard, they're not going to ignore Ms. Marvel. She's obviously very crucial to the plot here, and this literally tells us that she's connected with Ms. Marvel in this weird way. Obviously, we saw what happens with her at the end of Ms. Marvel because Carol gets transported there. We see Kamala, she gets transported to wherever Carol was. More than likely, something to do with what they talk about here, this Kree revolutionary and this wormhole. So it sounds like that we could pick up with Kamala already in trouble in space, and Carol is quickly just going to recruit a team of people on Earth, possibly even her parents, and bring them along on the adventure, which honestly does go back to kind of some of the ideas that the comics played with. But overall, it's a pretty good plot synopsis. It's a little bit more, I would say, complex than the first film, which I do appreciate, even though, remember, I still like the first film. I'll let you get your anger out in the comments. Also, feel free to be angry that I have 3 Captain Marvel hot toys. Go ahead. I know, it's not allowed. I kid. I know it's allowed. You're just not supposed to say it out loud. See? Anyways, though, yeah, I'm excited. I am super hyped for this film. I want to see what they're going to do. Even though the first one wasn't the greatest film, I still liked it. And I think this one, just by virtue of everything they have going for them, and having to know that they can course correct somewhat, that this film is going to be far superior. And also, I really like Captain Marvel, and I'm a fan of Monica. So everything's kind of coming together for this one. I'm super excited.